It's finally unfolding. You didn't land on this message by coincidence. Something pulled you here at the perfect moment. Today isn't ordinary. There's a rare shift building in the background, and even if you can't explain it, you've felt it coming. The restless nights, the heavy thoughts, the sense that life has been stretching you. None of that was random. It was preparation. This lunar alignment carries the energy of a major breakthrough, and the universe made sure you saw this before it hits. The turning point you've been waiting on is already approaching. Soon, you'll notice the signs. Tiny nudges, sudden clarity, moments that feel too meaningful to ignore. Everything is accelerating, and missing this moment would be a loss. So stay close. Like this video, subscribe, and drop 777 in the comments so your energy aligns. Tonight, the moon moves into an incredibly rare position, one that shifts how opportunities appear and how events unfold. This alignment doesn't show up often, but when it does, people feel it. It sharpens intuition, sparks new ideas, and opens pathways for meaningful change. At the same time, unseen influences push old weight to the surface, encouraging release so new things can enter smoothly. Every time this lunar combination appears, history shows big transitions follow. The moon is passing through constellations that hardly ever overlap, creating momentum in unexpected directions. This is a powerful night, a cosmic signal that something is ready to shift. And if you stay aware, you can step into that energy instead of watching it pass by. This moment is clearing space. Stagnant situations start loosening. Connections or commitments that have reached their natural conclusion may fade quietly, making room for new experiences. You may notice life feeling lighter, as if the direction ahead is becoming clearer on its own. Karmic cycles can show themselves now, old stories returning for closure or gently releasing without resistance. You may see which relationships, responsibilities, or habits have completed their purpose. It's not about judging the past, it's about aligning with what fits your growth now. Anyone who found this message is here for a reason. There's a perfect timing that guides moments like this, and being open to it shifts everything. This moon supports moving out of patterns that feel repetitive and stepping into roles that feel more aligned with who you're becoming. Life begins to match your inner clarity, and doors start opening in places that once felt blocked. Think of this as a checkpoint, an energetic marker showing where focus can finally turn into results. Endings, breakthroughs, and sudden realizations may come faster than expected. When you understand which direction truly resonates, each next step feels more natural and less forced. This moon is part of a larger story, a quiet but powerful reboot that brings learning, realignment, and progress toward your purpose. A wave of change is approaching, and many will feel it deeply. Thoughts might speed up. Emotions may rise. Clarity can strike out of nowhere. It might feel like life is pointing out the areas that need attention, areas you've avoided or tried to ignore. Memories or old reactions can surface, not to pull you backward, but to show what's ready to be released. Physical sensations may appear too. Tingles, buzzing energy, pressure in the head, waves of intensity. These shifts happen when your mind and body sync with higher frequencies. They aren't random. They're signs that your system is adjusting and clearing out old emotional weight. Emotions may jump from one extreme to another: joy, relief, frustration, sadness, moving in cycles. This is emotional clearing, releasing what you've carried for years. Nothing about it means something is wrong. In fact, it means growth is happening. You may get unexpected insights or sudden connections, moments that make everything click. These flashes help piece together experiences from the past, proving that nothing was wasted. Even the confusing parts had purpose. Moments of tension, fogginess, or restlessness are part of the transition too. They show that old patterns are dissolving even before you consciously notice it. Each wave of intensity is an invitation to shift into balance. You're not the only one feeling this. Many people around the world are moving through their own version of this transformation. These internal waves are markers of evolution, signals that change is happening both inside and around you. The more you allow these signs to move through you, without fear, without resistance, the smoother the process becomes. This period blends emotional release with mental clarity, opening the door for deeper connections, forward movement, and a stronger sense of inner direction. It might feel overwhelming, but this is all part of a bigger alignment, a larger expansion that's shaping your next chapter. Tonight's lunar movement brings the hidden parts of the self to the surface. Thoughts and emotions that were pushed down may rise, giving you a chance to understand what's been held back. Patterns you've repeated may appear more clearly now, offering the chance to finally break them. Shadow emotions, fear, doubt, old pain may feel louder than usual, but they show up so they can be understood and released. Nothing is working against you. These reflections are here to help you see truths that were buried under routine and distraction. By observing these patterns with compassion, you allow old attachments, limiting beliefs, and emotional weight to transform. What once felt heavy begins turning into clarity. Being emotionally honest is key. Let the feelings move, name them if you can, and allow them to dissolve. This energy highlights exactly what needs attention, so the days ahead can unfold with more purpose. Triggers or repeated challenges may appear like mirrors, showing what has been avoided. By facing them, you step into greater strength and deepen trust in yourself. Each moment you move through opens space for a new perspective. This is the kind of transformation that turns resistance into insight, an inner alchemy that creates freedom. Embracing what rises helps the entire process accelerate. You move past cycles with more ease, more understanding, and more balance. Right now, the energy is rising in a way that's impossible to ignore. The moon is opening a doorway where clarity, direction, and momentum meet. Places where your thoughts once felt tangled are loosening, and a deeper awareness is rising to the surface. What felt foggy or hard to grasp is beginning to click into place, almost as if a veil has lifted and reality is sharpening. Old doubts, hesitations, and inner barriers are being pushed to their limits. This is one of those rare periods where growth doesn't creep in slowly. It arrives in clear, noticeable shifts. Bursts of inspiration, sudden breakthroughs, or unexpected opportunities may appear, guiding you with a force that feels natural yet unmistakably strong. This lunar movement realigns your energy, helping you let go of what no longer supports your progress and replacing it with heightened clarity. Conversations, choices, or plans that have been sitting still can finally move forward with purpose. Your intuition sharpens, your priorities become easier to recognize, and the steps that will bring real momentum begin to stand out without effort. Tonight's intensity speeds up transformation. Layers of uncertainty or hesitation can dissolve quickly, replaced by a sense of confidence and readiness. This moment becomes a turning point, a marker for breakthroughs that feel both overdue and perfectly timed. The experiences of this phase guide your decisions with more precision, encourage reflection, and highlight what truly deserves your focus. By working with this energy consciously, you'll feel movement returning to areas that were stuck. Old limits fall away, and new opportunities take shape almost immediately. The moon's influence encourages you to step forward with clarity, trust in timing, and openness to insights that may have been hidden until now. What you allow yourself to release and what you choose to welcome in this moment will shape the direction ahead. This shift isn't just personal, it's part of something much larger. The energy moving right now is awakening deeper layers of awareness that have been building quietly for months. It's opening doors to new ways of thinking, expressing, and connecting. During this time, intentions and actions don't stand alone. Everything you think, choose, or release contributes to a much broader wave of change. This awakening isn't limited to your inner world. It reaches outward, influencing the collective energy in ways that are subtle but impossible to ignore. Patterns of thought, ways of communicating, and shared perspectives are evolving. Ideas, emotions, and movements that once seemed separate are syncing with a larger pulse of transformation. People everywhere are beginning to think differently, speak differently, and interact with a level of awareness that had been dormant. Old structures and outdated mindsets are losing their influence as new ways of seeing the world take their place. What's rising now isn't visible in a physical sense, but it shows up in how relationships grow, how conversations unfold, and how collaboration begins to feel more aligned. Consciousness itself is shifting. Whole layers of collective understanding are unfolding, giving access to insights that weren't available before. The moon amplifies this shift, sharpening focus for projects, intentions, and paths that align with higher purpose. This energy doesn't push, it invites. It creates an atmosphere where growth happens naturally, where ideas flow, and where effort aligns with momentum instead of resistance. Even the smallest actions carry influence. Moments of kindness, clarity, or integrity ripple far beyond the immediate situation. Choices made from a place of awareness can spark changes that affect groups, communities, and social patterns. The resonance travels quietly but powerfully, shaping the environment in ways that become clear over time. Transformation in this period doesn't always appear as dramatic events. It often starts as a quiet shift in priorities, a re-evaluation of routines, or new understanding within relationships. Patterns that used to repeat automatically are being questioned and rewritten. This moment adds intensity to that process, aligning personal progress with collective evolution. What you uncover or resolve now becomes part of a story that stretches far beyond your own life. Momentum is building. Actions that once seemed small now carry real power. Personal breakthroughs feed into a larger movement that is unfolding across many layers at once. Even brief flashes of insight can spark wider transformation. And these shifts are not isolated. They're part of a coordinated acceleration happening within many people at the same time. Emotional clarity becomes a catalyst. Authentic self-reflection and emotional honesty no longer stay hidden within the self. They influence the environments around you. The inner work you do now creates waves that inspire others to reflect, release, and shift as well. Connections between people take on deeper meaning. Conversations carry more weight. Interactions are guided more by resonance and less by obligation. Groups and networks evolve quickly when people engage with intention and awareness. The energy supports collaboration, built on shared values and higher understanding. As more people act from purpose instead of habit, small actions combine into meaningful change. Ideas or projects launched during this period carry a sense of flow, as if the timing finally matches the intention behind them. When clarity, alignment, and action come together, the results feel both powerful and inevitable. Even challenges look different now. Instead of feeling like walls, they reveal where strategy or alignment is needed. Obstacles highlight gaps, sharpen understanding, and guide you toward a stronger approach. In this way, personal growth and collective evolution reinforce each other, feeding the same rising wave of awareness. Energy is moving through many layers of connection at once. A spark in one mind can influence an entire group. A moment of insight shared with one person can ripple outward to shift broader thinking. The moon's placement amplifies this, creating a channel where clarity and action combine in a way that feels almost larger than life. This moment isn't about waiting for outside events to create change. It's about recognizing your influence, acting with intention, and letting internal shifts ripple outward. Each moment of clarity, each grounded decision, and each insight helps fuel a much bigger transformation. Momentum is rising quietly but unmistakably, weaving through conversations, decisions, and moments of awareness. In the coming days, weeks, and months, you'll start to see the results of the seeds you're planting. Right now, even the smallest choices, the briefest interactions, or the most subtle shifts in mindset can spark changes that reach far beyond the present moment. This point in time acts like a gateway, a signal that whatever reflection, release, or intention you're engaging in is feeding into a much larger energetic shift. What's moving now invites participation without strain, awareness without pressure, and growth without conflict. It shows how your personal evolution helps shape collective understanding and how a single breakthrough can ripple through creative, cultural, and emotional spaces. Every moment of clarity becomes a thread woven into a much bigger tapestry. The momentum building now is both gentle and powerful. Small adjustments in thoughts, actions, or priorities begin to generate larger waves of transformation. Tonight's lunar alignment reinforces how deeply personal choices are connected to collective outcomes. Even what feels private or internal has an impact on the wider flow of energy. This timing opens a space for clear thought, deeper connection, and intentional action. Paying attention to your resonance, what feels right, aligned, or meaningful, sets the foundation for breakthroughs that ripple far beyond you. Insights gained through honesty and reflection will influence conversations, relationships, and projects in unexpectedly powerful ways. We're in a period where inner evolution and collective movement are intertwined, creating a sense of forward motion that's impossible to ignore. Momentum doesn't just live in dramatic events. It flows through subtle realizations, quiet shifts, and moments of deeper awareness. The choices, reflections, and insights that rise now shape what comes next. What seems like a small realization can end up influencing interactions, ideas, and collaborations across multiple levels. This energy sharpens moments of awareness and amplifies the effects of intentional effort. Your connections gain depth, conversations become more meaningful, and interactions lean toward alignment instead of routine. People are naturally gravitating toward clarity, honesty, and cooperation. This creates a fertile ground where collective understanding grows almost effortlessly. A single insight from one person can ripple outward, subtly influencing the thoughts and choices of many others. Time itself feels different. more flexible, more responsive. Plans that once felt tangled may unfold with ease. Challenges that seemed like roadblocks now feel like guides, pointing out what needs refinement instead of what must be stopped. Actions taken now carry extra weight, extra clarity, and extra impact. Energy is aligning with opportunity. Thoughtful ideas, clear intentions, and actions grounded in integrity find support more easily. Conversations deepen, collaborations gain traction, and individuals who act on resonance become part of a subtle network of influence, where each choice leaves an echo in the world around them. Reflection becomes a tool for growth instead of self-critique. Breakthroughs in your inner world begin shaping how groups interact, solve problems, and move toward shared goals. Insights come more freely, momentum flows more smoothly, and the effects of your actions stretch farther than you expect. Even pauses hold power. Moments of stillness help integrate new perspectives and create direction for future action. Patterns of interaction naturally shift, allowing relationships, projects, and intentions to clarify and strengthen. Tonight's energy highlights the impact of small but focused choices, how they expand into larger movements of change. Unexpected insights can surface through reflection, conversations, or simple observation. Barriers that once felt solid now appear flexible, inviting creative approaches and fresh strategies. The moon amplifies perfect timing, making alignment easier and action more effective. Group dynamics become more responsive to authenticity. When clarity leads the way, interactions deepen and networks shift in meaningful ways. Subtle internal adjustments ripple outward, influencing thought, communication, and collaboration across many layers. Emotional intelligence becomes a key factor. Awareness of your own motivations and reactions helps you navigate relationships and decisions with balance and precision. Paths that resonate gain momentum. Paths that don't naturally fade or realign. Small, intentional actions now amplify results. A clear intention, a thoughtful conversation, a moment of honesty, they all travel farther than you might realize. These subtle contributions strengthen networks of understanding, cooperation, and evolution. The moon amplifies everything, making reflection, alignment, and purposeful action more potent. You'll notice time shifting toward flow. Choices made with awareness create outcomes that stretch farther than your immediate surroundings. Personal clarity influences group behavior, and small decisions start shaping long-term experiences. Innovation comes naturally. Challenges invite creativity rather than frustration. Insight reveals pathways that merge intention with effective action. This period speeds up momentum, revealing next steps that feel coherent, aligned, and deeply resonant. When you step into clarity and intentional action, your influence expands. Your choices echo through personal, social, and professional spaces, shaping outcomes and deepening collective understanding. Energy tonight supports integrating insight into daily life, turning awareness into action, and action into alignment. The days ahead will be shaped by what you choose now, where you focus, how you connect, and the clarity you cultivate. Everything you build in this moment strengthens the foundations of relationships, projects, and personal growth. This is a marker in time, a moment where reflection and conscious effort enhance not only your own path, but the evolution of the networks and environments around you. Action taken with clarity carries long-standing influence. Understanding deepens, cooperation grows, and intention guides a movement that stretches far beyond what you can see. Tonight is a turning point, one where your awareness becomes part of something much bigger, and the momentum you generate contributes to transformation on every level. The period emphasizes integration. Lessons, insights, and choices from this time strengthen influence, clarity, and forward movement. The energy supports navigation with purpose, connecting personal awareness with broader networks, shared understanding, and collective momentum. Moments of awareness, observation, and intentional action now carry weight. Decisions, conversations, and expressions grounded in clarity influence wider dynamics, demonstrating how individual consciousness can ripple into larger frameworks of thought and interaction. The moon's placement provides a channel for alignment that enhances insight, impact, and connection. By embracing engagement, reflection, and focus, influence expands naturally. Personal breakthroughs and clarity now become threads woven into broader patterns of movement, cooperation, and awareness. This period marks a time when intentional action, observation, and alignment produce results that extend far beyond immediate perception. Connections now carry subtle guidance. Engaging in honest conversations, listening deeply, and noticing when interactions shift energy helps establish pathways that support long-term outcomes. Observing cycles and responding with intentionality strengthens influence and confidence, allowing opportunities to be recognized and acted upon without hesitation. The moment invites exploration, patience, and conscious engagement. The moon alignment highlights timing, showing that what is addressed now has amplified effects, following impulses of clarity, acting with attention, and remaining receptive to subtle guidance positions. Growth as an unfolding process. The movement encourages intentional steps that carry long-term influence. Simple routines repeated with awareness establish stability while allowing insight to flow naturally. In indigenous practices, attention to cycles, whether of the body, environment, or interactions, helps align action with timing, creating results that feel effortless yet significant. Observing patterns without judgment allows decisions to reflect both intuition and logic, balancing internal clarity with outward effectiveness. Creative expression and practical action work together. Painting, writing, movement, or even planning and organizing act as conduits for energy, translating insight into tangible progress. Hermetic principles remind that inner alignment reflects outward. Clarity within creates clarity in interactions and projects, and intentional action becomes the bridge between understanding and manifestation. Trusting timing is key. The energy of this period is not about forcing change, but about responding with attention and precision. Observing, engaging, and acting in ways that feel aligned ensures that transformation is integrated smoothly. The combination of reflection, focus, and practical steps creates a framework for ongoing growth and sustained clarity. By embracing the guidance available now, steps taken carry resonance beyond the immediate. Intentionality, awareness, and consistency amplify influence, and actions rooted in clarity create momentum that supports long-term evolution. Growth becomes natural, aligned, and powerful, guiding toward outcomes that reflect purpose and conscious direction. This moment offers a rare opportunity to connect, reflect, and step into clarity. Everything experienced in the past weeks and months has been preparing for this point. Thoughts, decisions, and insights now carry more weight than usual, offering a chance to channel focus into intentions that truly matter. It is a moment to pause, acknowledge growth, and allow understanding to guide forward. The shifts happening now are not only personal, they ripple outward, influencing conversations, connections, and even the people who cross paths in unexpected ways. Observing what surfaces and acting with attention strengthens presence and opens opportunities that once felt distant or unreachable. Moments of clarity, honesty, and intention can now translate into real movement, both inward and outward. Commenting a power phrase can anchor this moment in personal awareness and signal alignment with a broader wave of change. Sharing this message with someone navigating similar transformations amplifies support and understanding, helping others recognize their own timing and insights. By stepping into this space fully, the moment becomes more than a passing point. It transforms into a shift of recognition, clarity, and action, creating momentum that continues long after the moment has passed. Beyond the personal level, this alignment encourages recognition of patterns that influence collective experience. Energies at play now are particularly conducive to seeing how individual choices resonate outward. The subtle movements of thought, emotion, and intention carry significance. Even actions that seem ordinary, completing a task mindfully, offering sincere acknowledgement to someone, choosing to observe rather than react, contribute to a larger current of awareness. The universe often speaks in these micro moments, showing that alignment isn't always grandiose, but deeply rooted in conscious, repeated practice. In addition to external interactions, this period amplifies internal clarity. It encourages a re-evaluation of long-held beliefs, routines, and thought patterns that no longer serve your growth. Reflection may reveal hidden motivations, unresolved tensions, or subconscious attachments. By allowing awareness to surface without judgment, you can create space for transformative insight. Journaling, meditation, or mindful observation become tools that harness this energy. They act as mirrors, reflecting the patterns you've carried and revealing the threads that can be rewoven into more coherent, purposeful structures. Energy now favors integration of past lessons. It is a time to acknowledge progress, forgive what no longer aligns, and consciously release cycles that have been completed. In doing so, you set the stage for new experiences, opportunities, and relationships to enter with clarity and intention. Growth isn't linear, yet this moment offers a rare sense of coherence, where reflection, discernment, and action converge to produce tangible outcomes. Ultimately, this is a period where alignment becomes tangible. Reflection, focus, intention, and action converge, creating conditions for sustained growth, influence, and meaningful engagement. The ripples of your awareness expand into the world, shaping experiences and opportunities in ways that may not be immediately visible but are undeniably significant. By honoring this moment, observing its guidance, and acting with clarity, you participate in a larger movement of transformation, one that integrates personal evolution with collective flow, creating momentum that extends far beyond the individual, shaping the future in subtle but profound ways.